Good afternoon, students. In the last previous class, we completed what is microsporogenesis and the process of microsporogenesis. Let us see, in this class we are going to study about the structure of pollen grain and the importance of pollen grains. Let us see the first one. We cover the structure of pollen grain. Structure of pollen grain. So if you come to the structure of pollen grain, so pollen grain is a spherical, oval, ellipsoidal, okay, or even triangular in shape, and each pollen grain that measures about, pollen grains spherical ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, or even sometimes they are oval in shape, or they are ellipsoidal in nature, or pollen grains are in triangular in shape also. Okay, first point ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ structure of pollen grains ಅಲ್ಲಿ pollen grains are spherical, oval, ellipsoidal and triangular in shape, and which measures about 20 to 25 micron diameter inside. ಒಂದೊಂದು pollen grain, each pollen grain generally measures about 20 to 25 micron in diameter ಅಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. So that completes the first point. The study of pollen grains is called as palynology. The study of pollen grains were called as, second point bandre, the study of pollen grains were called as palynology. The scientist who called as palynologist, the scientist who study the palynology or the study of pollen grains, so we call him as a palynologist. So that is the the structure of the pollen grain. Let us see, if you take this pollen grain, the pollen grain generally covered by two wall layers. So one is the outer exile. Notice, the pollen grain is usually covered by two wall layers. One is the outer exile and inner intile. So which are the two layers of the pollen grain? Outer exile and the inner intile. The pollen grain usually covered by two wall layers. One is the outer exile and inner intile. Outer exile and inner intile. Outer exile is very hard ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, rough ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, and which shows much ornamentation due to the deposition of a organic material called sporopollenin. Which chemical is present in the outer exile? Sporopollenin. Sporopollenin, which is highly resistant organic material. ಅದು ತುಂಬಾ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇನ್ನರ್ ಇಂಟೈಲ್, ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್. ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್, ರಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಶೋಸ್ ಮಚ್ ಆರ್ನಮೆಂಟೇಶನ್. ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ದ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ an organic substance called sporopollenin, and this sporopollenin is highly resistant for organic acids or enzymes, okay, and as well as acids, alkalis, and as well as by the action of enzymes. Okay, outer exile is very hard, rough and it shows much ornamentation, and it is highly resistant organic material ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್, ಯಾವುದು ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊಲೆನಿನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರನೇ the pollen grains protect from strong acids, alkalis, ultraviolet radiations and as well as action of enzymes. Due to the deposition of the sporopollenin in the outer exile is very hard and it is resistant to strong acids, alkalis, enzymes. Okay, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೈಲಿ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್. ಯಾವುದು ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊರನಿನ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿತ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ವಿತ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಸಿಡ್ಸ್, ಆಲ್ಕಲೀಸ್, ಎನ್ಸೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಲ್ಟ್ರಾವೈಲೆಟ್ ರೇಡಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ. ಎಲ್ಲದರಿಂದನೂ ಇದು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಯಾವುದು ಈ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊರನಿನ್. ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ in the outer exile we can find a germ aperture. ನೋಡಿ exile ಅಲ್ಲಿ we can find an aperture, one or more apertures, germ apertures ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. Now that germ apertures are called as germ pores where the sporopollen is not deposited. Kedar, what do you mean by germ aperture? A germ pore present on the outer exile where the sporopollen is not deposited were called as germ apertures. ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಇದನ್ನ ಕರೀತೀವಿ ನಾವು germ apertures. Germ apertures. Germ apertures. See here, in the outer exile, or outer exile consists of one or more germ pores, one or more germ apertures. Now that germ apertures are called as germ pores where the sporopollen is not deposited. Exile ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊರನಿನ್ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ವೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಜರ್ಮ್ ಅಪರ್ಚರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಜರ್ಮ್ ಅಪರ್ಚರ್ ನಾವು ಜರ್ಮ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜರ್ಮ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ಕಾಲ್ಪೇಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಒಂದು ಜರ್ಮ್ ಪೋರ್ ಇದ್ದ ಮಾನೋ ಕಾಲ್ಪೇಟ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್, ಎರಡು ಜರ್ಮ್ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದ ಟ್ರೈ ಕಾಲ್ಪೇಟ್ ಪೋಲನ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್, ಮೂರು germ pores ಇತ್ತ tricolpate pollen grains. Like that we can decide the colpate, that is depending upon the type of families will come under the plants, that you can study under very easily by studying the taxonomy. But anyway, okay, so next so we can go to the inner intine. Outer exile complete ಆಯಿತು. Inner intine is a thin and continuous layer. Outer exile is not a continuous layer. Why? Due to the presence of germ pores or apertures where the sporopollen is not deposited. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊರನಿನ್ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪೋರ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ತೂತುಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಔಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಸ್ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಲೇಯರ್. ಆದರೆ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಇಂಟೈನ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ the inner intine is very smooth and thin continuous layer and it is made up of a polysaccharides called cellulose and as well as pectin. ಎಕ್ಸೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪಾಸಿಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಂದು ಪಾಲಿಸಕರೈಡ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಹೈಲಿ ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಕ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಸ್ಪೋರೋಪೊರನಿನ್. ಬಟ್ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಇಂಟೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಇಂಟೈನ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮೂತ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. which what polysaccharide present in the inner intine, cellulose and as well as pectin, cellulose and the pectin. And interiorly the pollen grain consists of two cells. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. pollen grain ಒಳಗಡೆನೆ it usually consists of two cells. One is large vegetative cell and one small generative cell. Sometimes two gametic cells ಇರಬಹುದು. Usually the pollen grains are two celled state or sometimes three celled. ಯಾವುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು large vegetative cell and one generative cell or two gametic cells. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು pollen grains ಅನ್ನು usually either they are two celled or three celled ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದು. How it is two celled? In majority of the plants or in majority of the pollen grains they are usually two celled, one large vegetative cell and one small generative cell. Remaining 40% angiosperms ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ pollen grains three celled ಇರಬಹುದು. ಹೆಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು large vegetative cell and two the generative cell ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಆಗಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಇವಾಗ ಇದು pollen grain ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಇದಾವುದು ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಇವಾಗ pollen tube ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು generative cell that moves or the generative cell divides and forms into two male gametes ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಇವೆರಡು ಮೇಲ್ ಗ್ಯಾಮೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೊಂದು ವೆಜಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ಸೆಲ್, three cells ಆಗಿದೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ in 40% of the angiosperms in which the pollen grains are three-celled state. But whatever it may be, the pollen grain is inside this pollen grain the presence of cytoplasm and as well as the nucleus, which is covered by the plasma membrane. The plasma membrane covers the cytoplasm and nucleus, which is present inside the pollen grain. So that completes the structure of the pollen grains. Let us see the importance of the pollen grains. Thank you.